For me, it wasn't that I suddenly found that I thought war was okay or that it was a legitimate act. In fact, the level of tragedy, the sense of how profoundly sad it is that society is still sending some of the most vulnerable young people in society into harm's way to solve a political argument. It seems very stark when you realise that for all of the talk of technology and diplomacy and other things advancing, we're still essentially putting young people in front of sharp objects and trying to train them to hurt each other to solve problems. The poignancy of that is extraordinary, and of course we know that intellectually, but when you see 19-year-olds who have just been hurt deliberately by another 19-year-old, it brings that home. But for me, I think the most profound thing was not that I suddenly kind of decided that Tony Blair's policy was okay, or that because I didn't really get any view of the strategic plan. You got more of that from at home. What I saw was how unrelated the personal experience of conflict is from any political plan. For most people involved, they will, as they get closer towards the violence, they actually see less of the meta-narrative which is going to be projected by history, retrospectively, or projected forward by policymakers. And whether there is any real link between the suffering that they caused or experienced and any grander plan is something which most people involved in it are going to find it very hard to verify. I came to realise, which is so obvious really, but that from a distance, any community, you have the ability to form stereotypes and make broad generalisations. And despite soldiers all going through a kind of a slightly different cultural environment and a society which is still slightly displaced from the rest of society in some extent, they're all wearing similar clothes, the diversity amongst them is vast. I suppose what I came to realise was that as you look more closely at things, they don't get clearer, they get more complex. And there was, I suppose, that was something which you bring back into your civilian experience.